This is a summit about you. This is a summit about your communities and about the pain and the uncertainty that you're feeling. We all know in this room, forestry is not going anywhere in this province, and we're going to fight for it.
Workers have ideas. Workers know what's going on the floor. They know what's going on in their communities. They know what's going on with their employers, and we need to have a seat at the table when we're talking about how to deal with this crisis and how to build the industry for the future.
With the three unions coming together today, and hopefully over the next little while on this campaign, I think that we will achieve. We have been there through it all. We keep pumping money into this province, and we need the government to listen.
What we're trying to do is send a message to government that they need to do more, that they need to step up and provide a path for the workers who built the industry. And so we're bringing together these three unions for a historic summit to actually come together with a combined voice and say to our Premier and our Forest Minister, we want to work with you, but we need more for workers.
There's a mixture, I think, of bad news but good news in this review of the situation of the crisis. It has been a terrible couple of decades, but the industry is still here. Part of our goal is to establish a forestry sector council, including the three unions, but including the other stakeholders in the industry, and including government with an absolute firm commitment to making this sector strategy a reality.
Forestry in British Columbia was, is, and always will be foundational to the economy of our province.
I've seen your report, read it. I read it this morning, and I take it really seriously. We're going to take the specific suggestions from this report, and we're going to put them into practice, and we're going to support the industry, but more importantly, we're going to support all the families who depend on it.
Having politicians come through and seeing what the impacts are and how it's affecting everything, I think that would make a huge difference.
I sure hope that the government takes more action to more efficiently use or to improve our forest practices in the bush to get more of those residuals out. And there's not just fiber there, there's not just cogen there, there's actually marketable timber that is getting piled in slash burns and burnt.
Just wanted to express through this presentation needs to be put to work faster. We're at 8 months now it's been, and we're still, not many of us are back to work. And if we are, we have jobs, not good jobs. So I appreciate it, but it needs to happen faster, especially because hopefully it doesn't happen again, but we're going through a tough time in Crofton.
The other thing that really burns my ass is when these corporations get shut down, they get to keep the logs and sell them. That needs to stop.
There's a lot of movement in this province around old growth and preservation, but what we need to see is movement from government to protect the working forest. Where are we going to see that ultimately we say this is our working forest?
It's very concerning for our membership when we look in the hills and we see fire-affected timber everywhere. Everywhere we drive. We can drive for miles and miles around and it's just sitting there not being used.
The fiber's out there. We just really got to find a way to get it out there with the help of the government, with First Nations. We've partnered with is great. The answers are there. It's just we really need some speed and some effort behind it.
There is an incredibly positive story to tell about forestry, and we need to be telling it. And we also need folks like yourselves out there telling it, which is part of why I'm really pleased with this. Like, this is a good document with some good things in here, but also tells that positive story.
The infrastructure, the physical infrastructure, but the human resource, the people, the worker, the workforce infrastructure is there to build the industry that we want in the long term, the sustainable industry in the long term. You can't do it without workers, and you can't do it without workers in those communities.
We need action. We need action now, and that's what this summit is about, bringing us together to make sure that we understand the challenges, force government to listen, and then force them to listen again and take even more action. Thank you very much, everyone, for your tremendous work. I'm looking forward to a bright future for our forest workers in BC, but we're going to have to fight for it, fight for our future. Thank you.